All right, all right, all right. Waiting to be paired. Here we go. Let's see what this looks like. Looks good. You got the clocks over here. Got the chat room over here. Got my I've got my Twitch stream. Will Ozier. I drew against him and he beat me. Okay, I've got the stream from the tournament running. I've got the board and the clocks. Over here I got the stream from Twitch. My Little Rock Chess, because I am Little Rock Chess. Deep Geek, this is Rook Pawn R00K PAWN. Okay, everything looks cool. All right. I got my squeaky chair going. Let's see now. I think I'll just play this. I believe this guy that I'm playing. Does he have his real name on here? Somebody told me he won the Arkansas State Championship yesterday. You're actually supposed to play this move first. That's what I found out. I was in the chat. Somebody was talking to... I missed out on a lot of chat. I had to go do some other stuff. Had to get Book of the Week. We'll have Book of the Week in a little bit. Anyway, I probably shouldn't be looking at chat right now. I should be playing my game. But I got Book of the Week. We'll do that in a little while. And also had to do a couple other things. Had to check my audio with my audio engineer. But I believe everything's working fine now. So I'm playing the Grunfeld. I don't know the Grunfeld, but I like playing it. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm going to hopefully won't get a call. I have an important call coming in. Hopefully that won't come in while we're in the tournament. It's only an hour and a half tournament. You know what? When they play knight f3, I believe in playing this move. And now I'm on a castle. You know, I've been playing this move, although I don't think it's correct. I did see it in the game, though. And one time I had a game where I went here, which turned out to be really good. I think they actually just play it here. So if I play queen here, let's try that out. I guess my Twitch app on my phone's not working, but I've got Twitch chat over here on this other screen. Let me send a message just to make sure it's working. That's a pretty poor message. That's an interesting move. So if I capture, he's going to capture and he'll be hitting my queen. I think maybe I need to play this piece here. This mouse. This is my new setup. So it's taking me a while to get everything straight, get all the kinks worked out. D5. I don't know about that move. I'm kind of the opinion you shouldn't be moving either of these pawns. So when he plays one of them forward, I mean, I don't really know this opening, but it's kind of something I think. Do I want to go there or not? It's like I could take here and take and push this pawn and play this knight here and play the knight there. But he'll probably just play back and capture it after all that. I'm going to play here. It just looks like a Grunfeld move. Oh, he's doing it like that. This piece needs to be here. Now, can it ever get there? I wonder. Because that is where it needs to be. Let me look at this for a minute. I play here, he captures. I play here. Queen captures, queen captures. This pawn's going to be hanging. This pawn's going to be hanging. I think I need to play this first before I do any of that. Of course, this is a really great diagonal. Someday I want to get these pawns moving. Okay. That's interesting you did it that way. Can't play this now. Take there. Let's see, if I play here, he's just going to go back. I could play here. Makes him a little harder to retreat the bishop. Let's try this out. We could play an end game. You might just play rook up. We could play here, attack this pawn, make him move again. Someday in the end game, I'm going to push these pawns if I last that long. Yeah, I got to get up a little closer to the mic. I'm going to guess he plays here to protect this pawn. I don't really see what else he'd be doing. I don't think he wants to just let me take it. Of course, he might. Let's see if he plays here. If he plays here and I capture, he could play here and pin it to my queen. Oh. Then knight takes queen. He's going to do it that way. Okay, knight takes pawn. Bishop takes, queen takes. Bishop takes this pawn. I have to move my queen. Yeah, that might be the deal. Knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes, bishop takes. I move my queen somewhere. This pawn's hanging behind my queen. None of that's any good for me. Can I attack this center? If I capture, it may help him out. Push the e-pawn up. He's got this move too. Does that move trap my queen? He must have missed that. So I think that move traps... Doesn't it trap my queen? Well, I can go here. That's not great. These moves are all lost. Yeah, I can't let any of that happen. I think I have to play back here. If he plays this, I'm going to play here. I could play here and here, but he's always going to have this move. Maybe here and here. I really think that I should be pushing these pawns. I need rooks over here behind them, though, is the problem. Of course, as soon as I make that move, it's weakened this square, which means I'm going to have to be able to push here. And after this capture, I'm going to have to be able to protect both pawns. So that's got to be done. I mean, really, I don't have anything else in the position. So he attacks my queen, which is what I kind of thought he would do. I could drop back here. Actually, I'd rather play here, though. I really don't have any counterplay in this game. That's my biggest problem. I don't have any counterplay. I mean, my counterplay is this. It's going to take me too many moves to do that. I mean, I believe that's the plan in this position. Queen e2. I guess he's going to play e5. He's going to play here. I'm definitely getting squeezed. Let's see. I think I'm going to have to play here. I mean, he wasted a little bit of time because he made one queen d2 and then queen e2, but I've wasted a lot of time. I've moved my queen, what, about 4 times? 3 times in a row? None of that's good. Yeah, He's going to play there. I think I'm going to have to go to E8. Is my knight sitting here? Huh. I'll play here. He plays here. Capture, capture, capture. I think I'm actually okay. Let's play this. I want to put my knight here. Uh-oh. He can play d6. And I could end up losing a rook for a bishop. That could happen. Josh is on. I wonder if Josh is playing. This guy is the Arkansas State champion. Well, take, push. My rook's gonna have to come back. If I move this piece, I'm gonna lose the exchange anyway. It doesn't matter where I go. I think I'm gonna have to play this. Yep. Okay, push. Rook takes, queen takes, queen takes, rook takes. I've got to do this. And I've got to do that. And now I've got to do this. Take that piece and put it there, maybe? Oh, I know. Take that piece and put it here. F4. Rook takes. Queen checks. King up. Captures, wins a piece. I play here. Wrong wheel, Deep Geek. For real? I play there, F4. Can you do that? I could just take it. Let's play this. Whoa! Okay, this game just became resignable. Captures, captures. I'm done. Alright. Back to the tournament. Wrong wheel, Deep Geek. I want to get a bottle of water. Then we're going to take up game 2. Yeah, I'm ready. Back to the tournament. Oh, Cheese in the Bungalows here. Will of Chess. Okay, that guy is the Arkansas State champion. Youngest state champion. 1758. Nirvan K. I've played this guy before. I didn't even remember. And he plays the Win Hour. And I'm going to play here. Rufong Lee won the Arkansas State Championship at age 8. What do you know about that? I mean, that is a feat.
Battery 50%.
I've got this whole thing going now. I got the layout. I got the board and the clock in it, and I got Little Right Chess. Remember, it's R00K Pawn. I got all this. Got my picture, video up here. Got the Lee Chess logo down here. The whole thing is working. I like this variation because you get a messed up position. And I have played it quite a few times now. Quite a few times. We're going to have Book of the Week shortly. I have a special surprise, which is we're going to have 2 books of the week. Now, I've played here before. I've played here before. Where is the best square? I do not know. I think I'm going to play to E3. Cheese in the Bungalow. And the dude's hitting my queen. I grab this pawn. He grabs that pawn. Can I do anything to him there? I could just drop back, play this. That's probably the prudent thing to do. That is probably the prudent thing to do, I would say. Yep. What on earth? Okay, I don't know what all that is. Technology. Alright, so if I play here, can't go there or there or there or there. He's got to go back there or there. Oh, he could go here. Okay, he goes back there. And now I could play this piece right here. I kind of like that. Guard my D pawn with a bishop. He's got a knight and a queen attacking it. want to play here and here. Book of the week. I beat the long-standing state champion many times. Is that Tony D? I wonder if Tony's playing. I think Queen D7. Why would he play there? Hey man, Josh, how you doing? Believe it or not, I can watch streams now. I can watch the Twitch chat while I'm playing. Napierville Kitty, that guy said something to me about me last week. Maybe Grandmaster Khan, is that Ruben? Okay, this piece can go here. He could kick it if I go there. This guy's position has got to have some stuff wrong with it. If I play here, I'm attacking that pawn and that pawn. It's not all about pawns, but it will help. Okay, I play here and he plays rook takes and I play queen takes. And he plays knight takes. I castle queenside, putting a rook, pinning this to his queen rather. I think that'll work. I'll play here. I'm caught up in all this chat and this beautiful stream I've got going now. I'm wondering, is Grandmaster Khan playing in this tournament? I guess he'd have to be. He's in the chat room. Or maybe he started one game and then quit. You know, I don't think this guy's playing. His rapid rating is 1710 question mark. Now I can go here. I think that's Ruben. I think Grandmaster Khan is Ruben. Which is why he's saying he beat Tony D. Okay, I'm probably going to lose this game by talking about it, but I'm going to go ahead and do Book of the Week. And I have two. Josh, I think that's Ruben, actually. I don't even think he's playing in the tournament. So I'm going to go ahead and do Book of the Week. He moved, didn't he? Did he move? Why is it not showing up on the stream? Oh, he played there. I wonder if there's some way to make that work. If I push, hitting his knight, he captures. I play check, forking the king and queen. He plays rook takes. I play bishop takes. At that point, his pawn standing here could capture a pawn. Just got to be a little careful about his knights, is the deal. I'll admit that's really getting greedy. Giving up my center to win this rook for this knight. It's probably not the best plan. Book of the week, I have two of them. Because, well, you'll understand why. This is book of the week number 1. I have the 1995 edition. 101 new games. This is Bobby Fischer, complete games of the American World Chess Champion. Of course, there have been some that have been found since then. This is a paperback. And this is what the inside looks like. You have a diagram and a game, a diagram and a game. This is all it is. All the way through. It's tons of games. Just like if you want to go somewhere and set up a chess set and sit down and just start going through Fischer games, this is the way to do it. It's Bobby Fischer, complete games of the American World Chess Champion. The 1995 edition is the one I have. And it's a pretty cool book. You know, I took this book with me one time on vacation, and I started with the Interzonal. And I played through all the games, all the way up, but through the. I played through the Interzonal games, then I went through the Fischer-Taimanov match, Fischer-Larsen match, Fischer-Petrosian match, and then the Fischer-Spassky match. I wanted to see how did he win the world championship. I just lost this piece. That was not smart. So now I've got to play here. There's no way to save that piece, is there? I don't think there is. Yep, I lost that bishop. But to pay attention. I've actually got the hardback of this somewhere too. In the hardback, there is there's about 10, 12 pages of pictures of Bobby that are really, really great. So you might want to watch the, buy that book, or maybe even go back and buy the hardback. The hardback is in descriptive notation, though. Okay, here I need to do what? How do I recover? I think I'm just going to castle. And he plays there. All right, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to give you the second book of the week here in a second. Let's see here. Can I work up a threat in this position? I wonder. I guess I'll try. I'll play there. Yeah, second book of the week. Okay, this dude's playing fast. Why is he playing so fast? Because he's just got an easy win. The really bad thing is my queen doesn't have any squares. I guess I can play here. Yeah, second book of the week is Endgame. This is by Frank Brady. Years ago, I read Profile of a Prodigy, which was Frank Brady's book about Fisher. He was probably the first person to write a biography of Fisher. And so this is a book he wrote after Bobby died. Frank Brady. Frank Brady was 14 when he met Fisher, and Fisher was, I think, six or seven. And they met, and he wrote this really cool biography of him, Profile of a Prodigy. And this is kind of the follow-up to that. So, also a really neat book. If I go here, what can his knight do? Anything? If I play here, he may just play queen here, which is allowed. At that point, he would fork my queen and bishop, which would mean I would have to trade queens. So, oops, I gotta move my queen or trade it. Here. He plays here. If he does, I'll just have to take my chances in that end game. But yeah, this book, I met Frank Brady, by the way. A friend of mine introduced me to, a friend of mine asked him at the World Open. Frank Brady was walking around with his wife. We went up to him by the elevators and said, my friend said, "Are you Frank Brady?" He said, "Yes." This was 2014. So we talked to him for a few minutes. He was extremely nice. This is written kind of like a novel, sort of an updated version of Profile of a Prodigy, but also in a sense a much different book. Endgame. Endgame, and if I couldn't find my descriptive copy of this, it's somewhere else. I got it in the 70s. Descriptive notation with really great pictures of Fisher. And this is the paperback one. Like I said, it's just a really great resource. Yeah, you can get these games online, but you can also sit down and, just like I said, take a board, go somewhere, sit down, and just start playing through these games. They're amazing. It reminds me of the book that I have, Legend on the Road, where he's going around doing the simul's. That was also really fun. Good game, Lumpy. Dutch is overall kind of suspect. You can win a positional game with only inaccuracies from your opponent. Advice from Cheese in the Bungalow. Anyway, that was Book of the Week, which is actually two books. I'm doing Fisher books because of the Fischer-Spassky match. This is 50 years since they played their match. And the match ended on September 1 when Spassky resigned and Fischer became world champion. Okay, so here, let's see if I play here. You could play here and pin it. Couldn't he? I really kind of want to display this. A lot of games finishing. My games are always long. Yeah, I didn't play this very well. That is true. I have my new 4K camera. This is really bad. It's a very strong piece. Play here. What? What is this? Did I overlook a tactic? Knight check there. Knight check there. He's gonna win my queen, isn't he? Knight check. Queen takes queen. Well, I'm gonna have to play here. And he's gonna rook check me. This guy sure is playing a lot of great moves. Yeah. Yeah. That is so he can play queen here, checkmate. Does he have another mate around? If I play here, there's that check. There's that check. He plays that check. Then I go where? Is that the end of the game? After that one? Okay, that piece has got to die right now. And now I need to drive this piece away. It's got that check, but I play king takes. Okay, that's a discovered check. He can play here. I don't really want him coming in for a discovered check. Let's see, if I play here, is there anything he can do to me? I can't go here because he'll discover check and pick off my rook. This means I need to get out from underneath this, so I'm going to go here. There's another check. There's this square where he can fork me. I'm going to need to cover that, so I'm going to have to play here. I got a feeling I'm going down this game. Let's see. If I go here, he can check here, and when I move, he's going to knight fork me. If I go here, can he do something to me there? Probably. He's going to knight fork me anyway. No, he's going to checkmate me. Yeah, this is a really great game. 1758. Back to the tournament. You beat Will of Chess, Josh? You beat the sitting Arkansas State champion? Awesome. Little Rock Chess, there are three of us. Josh, ODNT, and me, and I have yet to win a game. 10-8. Oh gosh, too fast for Mike. I'm 3.5, 8.5 against this guy. He's going to go back and play the French against me. Nope. Okay, I know I shouldn't do this. I want to play this and go into the Sicilian. But he's not going to play that. He's going to play d5. Therefore, I'm going to play the correct move, which is this. And I'm going to play this. And then go in here. I don't know the theory of this, but I believe this is the right way to play it. From many, many, many years ago, I heard this. Okay, if I play there right now, could he play this? Possibly. Play here, he plays here. I come back here. Let's try this.
Battery 40%.
Of course, I don't know any theory, so I probably misplayed it. I put it on the wrong square. Playing too fast, not paying attention. This guy, I swear this guy's rating was over 2,300 at one point. Too fast for Mike. What team does he play for? Well, I can't capture because this queen check's going to pick up my bishop. Can't play here because he'll play here. I'm going to play this. Okay, now I could put this piece here. Try to win by kingside attack. Where else am I going to put this piece? Play here, he plays here. This pawn's going to be hanging. Except I'll have a check. That piece is in the way. Unless you play this and then this. Do a true pawn storm. I think I want to play here. I want to put this piece like this. He should probably play rook e8. Well, this has not gone well. I've lost 2 games, and I'm not exactly doing great in this one. Awesome possum, Josh. I'm going to lose this game. Looks like he's going to have to put his... Okay, now, if I play here, threaten check, king back, knight here, bishop takes, pawn takes. Check, king back, knight here, bishop takes. Bishop takes doesn't get me anything. This knight, the problem is that knight can go right there. I think the pawn gets pushed first, not the queen. Okay, now there is no check here. But there is a check here. Now I'm going to put this piece on this square. No point in doing that yet. Rook e8. I think that's his move. Hey, this is great, Josh and Bad Looper. We can sit here and talk to each other in my chat window. Isn't that awesome? He's going to play here. If I take the knight off now and he captures, I play knight here, and he captures and I capture, I have a mate threat there. I really think I have to do this right now. Captures, captures. Knight here threatens mate here. He can push his pawn up. Because if I play the knight here, he's going to play here and shut this piece out. Which I don't want. If I trade, if I capture here and he captures and I play this, he could play this. I play here, he takes my rook, captures. No, I'm not going to be able to play there because his bishop will capture my knight. Am I going to have to move that rook first? This is a great defender. I mean, I could try to beat him in the end game, but I kind of want this kingside pressure. Oh, man. on that square. It's going to be real interesting to see what he does here. He can play g6 or he can take my knight. Be nice to win a game. Book of the week. Yeah, it was really nice meeting Frank Brady. That's what I thought he would do. I'm going to play here. Wow. He grabbed the pawn. That I did not expect. Okay. Check. King over. Check. King up. Check. King over. Check. A rook takes, and my queen's standing there facing a rook. What if I do it this way? Check. He doesn't have any checks down here. What if I play this to bump his queen off that square? Can't go here as I'll mate him. I'm hitting that. I think he's got to be a little careful here. I might have some stuff. Yeah. Bad Looper, are you playing? Are you watching, Josh? You're not playing? Little Rock Chess needs you. Good game, Josh. Good opening. Black usually includes an early a6 to make a hobbit house for DSB. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know who he's talking about. Let's see. If he goes here, check, king up, check, king over, take, take. I can't check here, can I? Oh, I would check here. Then this rook would be on preve to my queen. He's at the end of that going to have that check from his queen. And I would have to come out here. I might get some stuff here, you know that? I really might. I don't. Oh, look at this. Josh's has 11, ODNT has 4, I have 0. Where's he going to put the queen? Wow. Right where I thought he would put it. Okay. Look at this move, too. Mate! Check. Check. Oh, I don't have to even trade. I could play this check. But let's say trades, rook d5 check. He could play king here or king here to attack this rook. I don't see how his queen helps out. We're going to find out. I just am not that good at calculating. He could check here. I should have looked at that. So 2, 4, 6 to 5. It'd be 2 rooks and 5 versus. Now, when I play this check, he has to step away from that thing. Does he not? If he goes here or here, my queen takes the rook with check. Then he captures my rook with check. I'm not doing well. I did join 30 minutes late. He's going to have this check. Definitely. What are my checks? Here, here, here. Okay, if I play here, I can go to this square or this square. I want to go to the latter. If I go here, because I will threaten this or this, he's going to play this check. I'm going to move up. His king's going to play in here check. I'm going to have to move out or over. His queen's going to be able to come here check. I'm going to have to move up. Which means somehow I have to guard myself. I have to try to make sure I can walk out of this. Wish there was some way to. If I go here, I can drop the rook back when he queen checks me. That one wins. I'm not saying it wins the game. It wins my choice. Oh, really? Check, take. 5 to 5. What do I do here? Play here, take. King over. I take that pawn. I will be up a pawn in an endgame. This is going to be a long, hard game. I don't know if I have time to play another one or not. It's already 10 after. He has to move. Ooh, okay. 5 to 5. Does the pawn endgame win? Take. Here. Can I run him out of moves? Because when all that's done, I got to make sure. I don't know. I think I better take this pawn. Yeah, I'd rather be a pawn up in a pawn ending. I'm not sure I could win that pawn ending. Be tempo, 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 and then if I run out of moves, I'm in trouble. That's what I thought he would do. Just going to walk my king up the king side. The queen side seems to be fine to me. Play here, play here. At some point, I'm going to have to offer a rook trade, I think. I could go here, check, and drop back here. But I like where my rook is right now. If I can ever get in here or here. See, I could go here and here and here. He's going to go here. That's right. Okay, now if I play here, check, back here, his rook's got to move, then I take. I'm going to walk my king around here. That's what I'm going to do. I want better king position. Alright, if I go that way, he could just leave his rook here and I'm cut off. That's not good. He played there. Okay, if I push, I need my king over here. This rook's got to... That rook is really frozen. I can't move him anywhere. He can hit this square if he wants to, though. How do I do this? If I push and we trade out, if I push and he checks, I have to come up. Checks again, I have to go back. I'm not sure if I can win this. What do I do to win this game? If I get here and I push, rook check, I go up, rook check, I come back, rook check, I go here, rook check, I come back up. I can't make any progress by pushing this pawn. If I play here, give him this pawn, I can then play here and go after this one. He's going to check me. I go here. He's going to go here. I'm going to play here. Okay, I could draw this game. I could hang out and draw it, but I don't want to draw it, so I'm going to try and win it. But in trying to win it, I may very well lose it. He is going to win this pawn. And that is why I'm going to play, take, check, here. King takes, I play here. I need to win some pawns on the other side of the board before I trade rooks. Like I said, I could have drawn it, but I'm going to try to win it. I need to pick up this pawn and this pawn, or at least this pawn and maybe that one. I need a passed pawn. I need one in a bad way. I'm going to be surprised if he takes that pawn. What? Check, king moves, trade here, king up, king here, king here, king takes, king here, king takes, king takes. That won't work. I'm going to play here. He's going to check me here. Okay, he did not check me there. I'm going to play here. He's going to check me here now, though. Wild. He's going to play king here. Wow. Shock. Push it again, dude. Threatening mate. Don't get mated. I did that a week or two ago. Back, king e3, king over here, pawn push. I'm not wild about that either. His pawn has got a ways to go. Rook behind the pawn. I may very well win this game. Those pawns are going to walk in on their own. Let me demonstrate it to him. Awesome sauce. You should be playing Bad Looper. I know. I'm doing the best I can for the team. 2 losses. Well, I finally got a win. 13 minutes. I can't play a game in 13 minutes. Should I try anyway? Hey, you guys in the chat window. Should I try and play a game in 13 minutes? Berserk. No matter who it is. Hey, Enormous Zebra's on. What was that guy's name I was just playing? Was that Too Fast for Mike? Boy, that end game's one to study. I'm not sure if I was winning, losing, whatever. Hey, Tony D's on. 2206. His rating's 100 points higher than mine. Whew. I'll berserk him if I ever get paired. Unless they're higher rated than me. Yeah, I'm going to berserk this guy. I don't think so. I've been thinking about this C3 Sicilian. That blocks that knight. What is so great about this? I want to play it differently this time. I'm getting tired of playing that line. I'm going to make it up as I go. What if I play here, dude? Should have berserked him. I go there, knight takes, attacking my queen. Bishop takes, knight takes queen. Bishop retreats. Take, and then play here. Did I lose a piece? I'm playing this game fast because I'm going to lose a piece. Whoa! What the heck was that? He's going to win my queen. Can't believe it. What an oversight. Check. Pawn takes, hit my pawn. Alright. He's going to love this. I'm going to make him play this game. Sound out your city and state. Well, I'm lost. I might as well do something. How did number 11 get paired with number 48? Forgot to berserk the guy. Play here, he captures here, and I capture here. He captures here, I've lost another piece. Play here, he captures here, check, I move here. He drops this one in on me. I play rook check. Second book of the week. 2 books of the week. I like that. Pretty good. He castled. That's funny. I guess he was worried I was going to do something to him. How much am I down? 4. I'm not going to let this game go beyond 5 minutes 45 seconds because I don't want to. I'm not going to stall. We'll just play a few more moves till I'm really dead lost, and then we'll call it quits. Take, rook takes here, forks the rook and the bishop. He can play here and hit the bishop. I can push up here. Let's try this. That's a double check. Oh, then he can play here check. Take my knight. He's going to capture here. And I'm going to have to play... I'm going to have to take it. Because if I go here, this knight takes discovered check. I'm going to have to go here. I'm just making moves. How much am I down? +4? You know it's bad when you got to play that move. Here, here. Ugh. check me here. And go here. Okay, he checks me there. And then when I move here, oh, nice move. I guess he's forcing me over here. Here. What's he up to? Two minutes on the clock. That puts me here. Is this dude gonna checkmate me? That's a check. If I go, I can't go here, 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 here. I have to go here. And when I go here, he's gonna play here and checkmate me. Which means I have to take that. He's +6. I know he thinks that I'm going to play this thing out and that I'm stalling, but I'm not. All right, that's it. That is it. Little Rock Chess finishes with 26. Thank you, Josh. That's how that happened. So Josh brings home the bacon for the team. Boy, I had two really rough games at the beginning. I don't know about playing the Grunfeld. My tactics are not strong enough for that opening. But what are you going to do? Here are your top games over here. This tournament's going to end in 10 seconds. Oh, there's a game. Tony's playing. Download the results as a CSV file. Wow. A lot of stuff. I think Grandmaster Khan is Ruben, a guy we know. Zoom room is open. All right, it's time for me to go. I'm going to go to Zoom room. Let's say the Little Rock Chess Zoom room is now open. What? Mosaic Rookie Knights won again. Oh well, I'm going to the Zoom room. It was fun. It was not great, but it was fun. But I loved my layout here. Little Rock Chess, Deep Geek at Lead Chess, Rook Pawn at Twitch, Rook Pawn at YouTube. The whole screen, the little Lead Chess logo, me in the corner. I really like that. This dude wants to be in our Zoom room? I think this guy's wanting to be in our Zoom room. That's a good sandwich. A Reuben. I don't know if this guy's wanting to. I don't know if this guy's wanting to talk to us or not. Grandmaster Khan should join Little Rock Chess. I think that's about it for my stream tonight. I need the camera for Zoom. Well, not a great night. I finally won a game. Anyway, hopefully next week will be better. Hope you enjoyed Book of the Week. Next week I think will be the last Fisher book for a while, because next week will be right before the 50th anniversary of September 1 when he won the title. So I'm going to do my last one next week. And then of course I have Book of the Week every week, but it'll be on other things. So I guess that's it for tonight. Goodbye.